Hello and welcome to Beyond the Bump, a space where we talk about everything that comes after the baby arrives, the emotional shifts, the identity changes, the inner work that parenting brings. Today, we are talking about conscious parenting, purpose, and emotional well being for parents as much as for children. I'm joined by Pranteek, creator of TattvaBodhika, the elemental discovery system, and author, a life and parenting coach, NLP practitioner, Ikigai coach, and healer. Prantik, welcome to Beyond the Bump. We are so delighted to have you here.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Could you briefly share your journey with us? What drew you into the path of coaching and healing, and how Tattva Bodhika came into being?
So this journey has been very special for me, and the journey actually started right from my home because I was observing my younger sister who was very confident, unlike me. So she's 5 years younger to me, and I was always wondering, we are born from the same set of parents. We are being given the same kind of environment to both of us, but why are we so different than each other? So my curiosity had started then, and I was always feeling, "Ki, how come she's so confident? How come she can go on stage and speak?" I used to write speeches for her, and she used to win the elocution competition, and I never dared to go on stage. So that was my quest. As I moved further, I went into colleges. I was very curious. How come two people fall in love with each other? How come they so different than each other get into a relationship? And I used to go and ask them, what made you fall in love with this person? How did you propose this girl? I used to always ask because that was my curiosity. I was making mental notes. And after a few years, after I completed my graduation, I decided that I will not study further. And in the journey, I was doing some odd jobs. In that journey, I met my first mentor, Mr. Shamlullah. And Shamlullah, he gave me a lot of books to read. And I fell in love with all those books. And once I started to have that grip of those books, I understood the essence of the books. I started to implement it in my life. But after a few years, Sham comes to me and says, Prantik, don't constipate yourself with the knowledge that you have. I understood, I read between the lines. ये बांटने के लिए बोल रहा है, spread your knowledge. So after my job, I used to go to meet my friends and I used to share, I've read this book, I've read this thing, I think you should implement this, I think this will work. So while I was saying those things, they started to implement and they started to like and get some results. So through their parents, they invited me to Rotary Club and Lions Club. So after my job, I used to do some sessions over there. And those sessions gave me a confidence that I can make training as a career. And from there, this entire journey started. And the first thing that I studied was how human operates. And for 7 years, I researched on brain, the functioning, belief, patterns, subconscious mind. I read, I studied, I got coached on that, and I created the breakthrough workshop, the secret to breakthrough workshop. So that helps understand the behavioral patterns. And then my quest, which was right from the childhood, why we two people are so different than each other, even after being in the same environment. That quest, I wanted to solve it, and I started to study about human personalities by 2018 and 19. And when I started to study that, I realized why two people are different. And then I went back to our Ayurvedic science because all the psychological studies that I was doing on personalities, the credit was always given to Western scientists. It gave me another idea. We as Indians, we have contributed so much to so many different sciences.
Right.
We must have contributed something in the personality sciences also. So I started to research and I found out all the Western scientists took the scriptures from India,
Wow.
and that was Ayurveda.
Wow.
So if you remember, if you recall, we have always spoken that our body is made up of 5 elements. We have always spoken about that, right? And Ayurveda always has been speaking about 5 elements, but the language was Prakruti. The other word was Swabhava. Prakriti becomes the nature. Swabhav becomes the behavior. Now, Vat Prakriti, Pitta Prakriti, these are just combination of certain elements. So in that study, when I found out that our body is made up of 5 elements and the impact of one element is dominant on each body and it is different to different bodies. And as per the impact, the influence of that one dominant element, it impacts their thinking, their feeling, their behavior, their likes, dislikes, choices, decision, how they operate their entire life, everything is impacted by that one dominant element. And after studying that, TattvaBodhika was born. So TattvaBodhika is a combination of two words. Tattva is elements. Bodhika comes from the word bodhi, which means enlightenment or insight. So TattvaBodhika is enlightening yourself or getting the insight about your personality using the five elements.
Wow.
That's how it is.
That is so thoughtful. And plus, like getting deeper into it, that we already had it, like Indians already had it, but we just don't know about it. So it's really nice, and I'm sure it is very deep, but you have simplified it for us, and thank you for that. We can surely take insights from it. For parents hearing about Tattva Bodhika for the first time, like me, would you like to explain it in simple and relatable way?
You have a sibling, you must have observed that two siblings are different than each other.
Correct.
Similarly, if now you are a parent, you have two children, they will also be different than each other.
Right.
Now, what happens is sometimes parents tend to become lazy. I call them as lazy parents. So they tend to become lazy, saying that, oh, this one child, it can be elder or the younger one, doesn't matter. This one child of mine is obedient, is listening to me. So this is so nice. This person, this child of mine listens to me. So they beat the other child, they compare the other child, saying that look at your sibling, how he or she is obeying me. So that way we are trying to make both of them similar so that our work becomes easier. So that is one of the worst things that you can ever do as a parent. So how will TattvaBodhika help? It will help you identify which element is dominant in your child. For example, if I just talk about element, if I have to tell about fire, okay, don't worry about the personality, just talk about the fire element. If you see fire in front of you, what all adjectives can you use to describe a fire?
Strong. Yeah. Dominant. Anger, maybe that emotion can be attached to it. Fierce. Yeah, I
Four,
think
four,
that,
four are
yeah.
good enough? Great.
Yeah.
Now, if I want you to describe water,
Calm, peaceful, yeah, serene, beautiful. Yeah.
okay. See, I did not tell you anything about TattvaBodhika. I just asked you to describe the two elements.
Right.
You described the two elements and you gave some adjectives.
Yeah.
Now, take these adjectives and put it in one person.
Okay.
That if you see those description, those behavior in a person, one becomes the fire element, other becomes the water element.
Wow.
So now you have to observe their behavior. Okay, in TattvaBodhika, the entire thing we give them entire checklist, what you need to observe so that you identify their element. Now, do you like to be changed? If I ask you to change something,
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes no.
dominantly,
No.
no, right?
Yeah.
We do not like to be changed, but would you like to be accepted?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the child does not require to be changed. The child needs to be accepted. If one of your child is dominant, is fierce, uses anger as an emotion, okay, is very dominant in thought process wise, the child is fire. Do not try to curb him down, cut him down, and try to make him a water. He will never become a water. And similarly, if one of your child is a water, okay, very calm, composed, serene, peaceful, and you are deliberately asking that child, now you have to become fire, you have to become very dominant, it can't happen. So the idea is do not change the children. Receive, accept the children as they are, because each element is very, very powerful. Each element is needed in the entire society and organization. Each element is very successful. You take any element, I can list down the list of successful people in each element. So every element is successful. So as a parent, you need to understand the element, accept them as they are. Don't try to change.
I think this is very useful for me because I have twins and both of them are very different from each other. And both of them are there together, same age, everything they're doing together. So we just happen to say, "Arey, he did this, he did that." So, but I think, yeah, this is a very nice takeaway for me and parents out there because sometimes we just misunderstand the kids, or sometimes it's just subconsciously, unconsciously we do that.
To add up one more point is you, your spouse, and two children. If there are four people, remember all four of you will be four different elements.
Correct.
So if I talk about you and your spouse, you both are also different than each other. Okay, one of you will be very organized, the other person will be disorganized. Right? Similarly, your two children will also be different. Even if you have one children, all the parents who are having one child, remember you have three different elements in the house. So the idea is to learn the characteristic of each element, their likes, dislikes through TattvaBodhika, and you will be able to deal, interact with them, but in a better way.
So, as you said, like we need to identify a child's elements as parents. By what age should we do that?
You would be able to identify their element, okay, by the age of 10. So if your children are 10 years and above, you start to observe. Like you can start observing their school bags. Okay, like for example, does the child, for example, in school there are seven subjects, and Monday there are four subjects, Tuesday there are five subjects, Wednesday there are again four subjects. So how many books does your child carry on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday? So that will tell you one element of your child. Okay, this is generally the earth element, who are very organized, very systematic. They will keep exactly those many books. But if it is an air element of it, or if it's a water element, many times they will keep all the books, thinking that I should not forget.
Right.
Okay, so by the age of 10, you will start to see them.
Right.
Okay? And before age of 10, do not try to identify, do not try to categorize them into elements, because by that time the age, by that age, the elements are not still strongly developed.
Correct. So it might help us to understand which element our kids have. How does this help parents, or even say in a relationship, when we label someone as problematic? So how will it help?
Okay, so you have to also understand, when we talk about parenting, it starts with how we are as spouse also in front of our children. But before that, let me ask you a question. What is the meaning of the word parent?
Okay, this is a difficult question. I don't know. When you ask that, a lot of thoughts come in my mind,
What are the top of the mind
because
thoughts?
we become like mentors, teachers, like say,
But these are roles.
yeah,
What is the meaning of the word parent?
being home to them, guiding them.
And this is where parents have to understand. They have to understand, because the parenting style, if you really want to understand, if you understand the meaning of it and you just operate out of this meaning, your parenting style changes.
Okay.
And that is where Tattva Bodhika also helps you. How? Parent comes from a Latin word parens, P-A-R-E-N-S, which means to bring forth. Bahar nikalo. What is our parenting style? मुझे आता है, मैं सिखाऊंगा, अंदर डालो. But the real meaning is bring forth, bahar nikalo. So now if I have to add up with TattvaBodhika, what does TattvaBodhika tell us? As we discussed, we have to identify the element of the child. You have to bring forth. Okay, we are not here. Like for example, if I'm an air element and I have a water element child, I will not be pushing my air element into my water child. I have to bring forth the water element within her, enhance it, channelize it so that she becomes successful as per the water. So, as a spouse, first you need to identify your each other's element. As a parent, you have to identify their element, and then you will understand that people are not difficult. People are different elements only. People are never difficult. Like for example, my elder daughter, she's a water. My younger daughter, she's an air element. Okay, and I am a fire element. Now, my water daughter, she loves peace, she loves calmness, she is very steady, everything. My air daughter, she's extremely chaotic, she's bubbly, she's jumping, she's running. Her room is a messed up room, and my elder daughter's room is very clean and tidy. So now there are two children. As a parent, I have to just identify and just channelize their energy. I cannot expect my air daughter to become completely organized, and I cannot expect my elder daughter, water daughter, to become very bubbly like my younger one.
Correct.
So it is to bring forth, not to put in.
Right.
So they are not difficult. They are just different elements.
This is so beautifully put forward, because we as parents a lot of times try to impose things on our kids, which I feel, as you said, we have to nurture them. Instead of imposing what we know, we can bring out what they know. Maybe that is more than what we know, and that will come out in more different ways.
And And I have a different way to look at it also, just to extend that. If God has made those children with relevant to those elements, my elder daughter is a water, my younger daughter is an air, your children could be an earth or fire or something. If God or nature has decided them to be that personality, that elemental personality, who are we to change them? We are given the role just to nurture them, bring forth their potential out, and make this world a better place for them to live. We are no one to change them.
Also, like just a question based on what you have said. As you said, one is air element, one is water element. How to keep that balance between both, or just a balance at home? How to make sure?
Beautiful question. This is a question many parents ask me in my workshop, TattvaBodhika workshop. Uh, the beautiful part is, now just imagine if this planet Earth would have only have fire element, who will survive? Nothing will survive, right? Everything will
Right.
burn out. What if there is only earth element? It's very dry, no water, no air, no fire.
Again,
Again,
nothing
nothing
can
will survive.
survive. Yeah.
If it was only water,
Same again, nothing can
nothing,
survive.
right?
Yeah.
If it is only air, nothing to build upon. There's no ground. So on this planet Earth, if you see all the elements, they live, and that's how our life is thriving. Is it in equal proportion? No. It is in appropriate proportion that is required for us to thrive. Similarly, in our house, the balance you can create is just by giving them the space of being who they are. Like my elder daughter, she will come every week with a new profession she wants to be. One day she came, Papa, I want to become a vet doctor. Okay, Acha, what is the reason? Why do you want to become? Because I want to understand that well. So I asked her that, no, I mean, I'm so friendly with pet dogs. I'm so friendly with animals. So I'll become a vet doctor. After a few days, few weeks, he comes and says, Papa, I'll become a forest officer. Acha, now, why forest officer? Because there are so many animals in jungle. There's nobody to take care. I have to take care of them. Then after some time during Diwali, she was 8 year old. So during Diwali vacation, she saw one of our neighbor cooking cupcakes. So she went to her place and said, "Auntie, I'll sell cupcakes for you. My commission will be 20%." So she went, she took the cupcakes, okay, 40 of them in her bag. She went entire colony, going door to door, and she sold off. Okay, and she did that for soap, she did that for candles, she did that for cupcakes, a lot of things, chocolates also. Then one fun evening, I was in Delhi. She calls me up at around 10:30. Papa, my selling business is going well. I am thinking that there are so many businessmen who are not able to sell well. I will teach them how to sell. So, what is the course I should learn so that I can teach them? So, you see, this one child has so many ideas daily. Now, the only thing I can do for her is, yes, princess, you can. Just believe them. That's how the air child. But here, many parents get frustrated. My child is not focused, not serious. Okay, he's not. He or she is not steady about the career. Air element. They will be fluctuating. They will be jumping. They have ideas. They are idea people.
Right.
Now, if I tell you, Steve Jobs was an air element.
Wow.
Okay, Kapil Sharma is an air element. Elon Musk is an air element. Aren't they successful? Right? They are very
Right, they
successful.
are.
So because, and look at everybody who has done, Richard Branson is an air element. So if you see all these people, they have created different things in this world. None of them have done some conventional items. So
Right.
that is a typical air element. Now, if I have a water element, she is calm, she is serene, she is more emotional. My daughter, elder daughter, she did not change a school because we shifted our home, and there was another school near our home. So the previous school was very far away from our new home. So when we shifted, we asked if we have to shift to. She did not leave that school. Why? My best friend is here. Okay, for 1 year, we took the trouble, obviously, because we cannot hurt her, and because we understood she's a water element. So we were with her, but it took us 1 year just to help her understand that if you come here, that will be great. I mean, it will save a lot of trouble time and uh, the travel time, everything. So after 1 year, she understood. She felt okay. She just was okay, not completely happy, just was okay. But only then she shifted. She did not leave the school because of best friend. That is water element. Okay, but here what, as a different parent would have done is, would have scolded, would have pushed her, shifted the school, everything. But we nurtured her for 1 year and gave an idea to shift over here. So that's how we need to do that. As an earth child, if you have an earth child, what you have to do is, that earth child needs stability and lot of rules. This child will ask lot of questions. If you ask, sit here and study, why only here, why did you choose here, how much time do you want me to study, they will always need specificity. So this child, the earth child, if you ask that child, go down and play, make more friends, there are so many other children playing beneath, so you go and play with them and make friends, they never do that. They're the one with books, they're the one with, they will be reading books, or they will be doing some painting, or writing something, some article, completing a journal, doing something or the other. So these are the children who will not prefer to make a lot of friends. They're very silent, but other people label them as introvert or boring or shy. They are not shy, they are earth element. They will not choose to make a lot of friends. They will have friends, 5 of them, but these 5 friends will be for the rest of their life. So they believe in the depth of relationship, not in the width of relationship.
Right.
That's the earth element. If you have a fire child, that fire will be that one who will say, bat Mary, batting Mary. That is the way. So these are the children who will always be competitive in nature. They always, if you ask this child, beta, just run for fun, the child will not run. You run, I'll give you an award, the child will run. So they are reward oriented children. Right. So that's why they will be always in top 3, top 5 ranking coming.
Right.
Okay, if the rank drops, they cry a lot. So they're that kind of competitive. So that is the child. So you have to understand the element of each child, how they are operating, and then treat them as they are. Right. Okay, now if I have a fire child, so I will always be attaching the activity with some powerful rewards, because only that inspires them to do that. If I have an earth child, I'll give a lot of rules, because they love to work in rules. Right. So I'll give a stipulated timeline to work. I'll be giving a rule. You have to finish 40 pages, okay? And only after 40 pages, you can get up and have your lunch. So they will study for that. That's how they work.
Right. So, and as you mentioned, like we label kids. Yeah. So, a lot of times, like when we go out, now I have twins. So, I see a lot of people saying, this one is very shy, the other one is extrovert, he goes out, he's not playing, see, he's sitting in a. So they are very small to understand all of this. How do we as parents deal with it?
Once I'd gone to my angel school, and she was, I think, in kindergarten, senior kindergarten. And I went there, and my question was, how is she doing and is she enjoying? That was my question. So the teacher started to give a lot of, no, she is talking a lot, she's just moving around, she's doing more for her friends than for herself. She's not completing her book, but she's helping other people complete. So this is kind of complaint the teacher was doing. And Angel was standing beside me, and through the corner of my eye, I could see her that she was looking and she was getting scared because she is hearing complaints. So I just took her close to my leg and I held her very tight. And at the end of entire complaint, I just told my teacher, teacher, I love Angel a lot. Okay, and we came back, and I could see corner of my eye that she was smiling, she was very happy, and she held me very tightly. So what I really want to say from this is, nobody else can influence your children more than yourself. Nobody else has the power to influence your child more than the parent itself. Now, if any of your friend complains about one of your child, oh, this child is shy, okay, this child is so bold, and you just come back and just say, wo auntie bol rahi thi, you are shy. So what happens is, you are allowing the other person to come in between both of you. That's the worst thing you can ever do as a parent. Okay, rather never bring out that topic and say, do you like to make friends? Do you like to talk a lot? Okay, are you finding difficulty to make some friends? What do you really love to do? And you know what, mama loves you. Always do that. Okay, never bring other people's topic in between the conversation. It will create cracks. दरारें इतनी बढ़ जाएगी वो मिलाना मुश्किल हो जाएगा. Never do that.
So thank you, Prantik, so much for the insightful conversation. And I surely have a lot of things to take from it. And I'm very sure our viewers have a lot to take away. And I'm sure they'll have a lot of other questions too, which you can connect with him definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for bringing here. And parenting and children are very close to my heart. Thank you so much.
To everyone listening, remember parenting is not about perfection, it's about awareness and growth. Until next time, take care of yourself because parenting truly begins with you.